Hey everyone, how you doing? Corey here. Another video for you today, YouTube video. So a lot of people may wonder and ask, me and other filmmakers who've been at it for a good 10 plus years, how do we get started in the industry exactly? Each one of us has a different way of starting out. Some start out on the news side, some start out the old traditional Hollywood way up the ladder. Mine was kind of unique. For me, I started out in the corporate world, also known as the audiovisual world. I started out there in about 2003 is when I started. Back then, there was no social media. There's a little bit of internet. A lot of the stuff I did was cold calling. I cold called a lot of local camera assistants, camera operators, and DPs in the local Orlando area. Called them, and while I was trying to get my foot into the door as a film loader, I went ahead and I picked up gigs in the corporate world as audiovisual technician. So essentially, I worked my way up from loading trucks in and out, setting up video village, setting up camera cables, platforms, long lens was like 55 or 75 millimeter lens, also known as a sports lens. I'm pretty sure there's like one or two other variation names for it. Did a lot of that for 10, 12, 14-hour days in the corporate world. It was a lot of hurry up and wait. So I did that for a good about three years, maybe two at the most, before I was able to get on my first feature. Actually, it was 2004. It was my actually first feature, non-paid, sadly. But then the next year or two after that is when I finally started getting more and more film work, in addition to a lot more corporate work. So from there, doing that over the course of 5+ years, I started working my way into being a camera operator. At about that time, it was 2008, 2009, is when I decided to go ahead and pursue my dream, my career of being a camera operator. Taking a step up from a camera assistant, film loader, and kind of really, I would say, skipping the Hollywood ladder, but kind of sort of skipping the Hollywood ladder in a way. And doing my own operation, also my own DPing as well. I had a really good couple of mentors who really helped me out, really set a path for me for sure. We're a good friend to them to this day. Anytime I have a question, any concern, any doubt, I can always call them up, text them, or hit them a message on Facebook, and they are so awesome to respond and give me some feedback and suggestions and inputs. So if you have a mentor, great. If you don't, try to find one. You'll probably see you may have more than one or two, because I have at least three offhand that I know of. Each one gives a different opinion, perspective, and stuff like that, because they both come from different variations. One comes from a strictly Hollywood way of doing stuff. He worked his way up to camera assistant, to camera operator, to DP. Another gentleman worked on the TV production side, doing news and stuff like that. And actually, I did news a little bit as well. It's called Stringer. So I did that starting in 2008, I think it was 2009, maybe early 2007. I think I did that to go ahead and fill in my slower parts of the week and/or month. In addition to my corporate work and film work, I went ahead and I did freelance news 1 or 2, 3 days out the week, depending on how my week was, to kind of subsidize my income monthly for the most part. And now I'm just I do camera operator and I do DP. I stopped doing the news stuff a couple of years ago when I found out my son was being born. So I kind of take a step back from the industry just a little bit, because obviously freelancing doesn't go well with the family life for sure. So that's pretty much nut in the shell there, essentially how I started my career in the business. Yeah, some other people, they have different ways of starting it. Whether it be film or video, there's really no clear path. If you see on my blog page where I did a article for Film Tools a couple weeks ago, it's on their webpage and also on my page, and I think they put it on Pro Video Coalition as well. Check it out there, and you'll see more in depth as far as how I started out in the business, because there really is no clear roadmap to it. I find that social media today has allowed you to kind of better break the ice. Because when I cold call people, they didn't know who I was at all. So I had to really introduce myself, and that was just over the phone. Social media, it allows you to kind of break the ice a little bit smaller chunks, really be able to, get one-on-one people, not to have that when you call, like, someone picked up the phone, wow. So social media allows breaking the ice a little bit better process in that regard. So that's how I started. Hopefully you've found your path, or wanted to possibly find your path. Don't know if you have any questions as far as finding a path, road, if you need input, suggestions, things like that. Please let me know, comments below, or shoot me an email directly on my website. I'm more than happy to give you some roads to follow depending on where you're really interested in. The one question I always get is directing. A lot of people want to be director. And the motion picture side, if you're good, usually if you see Spielberg, Lucas, they started back in their mid 30s, late 40s, but they started in a real good period as well back in the 70s. Nowadays, if you really want to be a director, the really way to get to that pedestal. Sorry, my dog's barking. Get to that pedestal is in the news side, in the newsroom, in the news station. That's going to be your kind of quickest route to becoming a director. And I actually enjoy doing live stuff versus film, because if you mess up, everyone's going to see it. So it puts an extra added pressure on you, and I kind of like that. I'm pretty good with the pressure from that standpoint. So if you want to be a director, that's probably your best bet, is to go that route, into the news gathering route. It obviously definitely made me a better shooter and a storyteller for sure when I did my stringing. That's it for now. If you have any questions, comments, please post it below, or shoot me a direct message on Twitter, shoot me an email on my website, coursestab.com, and we'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one.